Poor man pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still dem talk say make we no talk, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo, Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo, Mayegun don come, oh. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀.
Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are joining me from. This is Mayegun Live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Share the broadcast. Tag those you should tag on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on YouTube. Share the broadcast. And like they say, anyone whenever, now person whenever fuck up, now you know, now your hands go dead down. No, yeah, if you never fuck up, put your hands down. But if you know, say you don't fuck up, raise your hands.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé.
Tell them.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà gbówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Thank you for joining me.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Thank you.
Báwo ló ṣe dùn?
Have you shared the broadcast?
Àní ẹ̀sùn.
Great. Have you dropped your own offering? Have you liked the video after sharing? That is also very crucial as you join us. Carry your cross, carry your coffee, carry your whiskey. It's going to be an interesting night. I am in the spirit of it. And trust me, I will make it worth it for your time. Now share the broadcast if you haven't. Drop your offering if you haven't. And tell others. What? That way, Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Thank you. Thank you very much, every one of us who has joined and those who are going to join, including those who are going to watch later. Read the caption of the broadcast. Sit back, relax. Let the GO of the Temple of Truth deliver the message from the land of the truth. As we do it, the caption right now says, Tinubu hands up. Take a bow as the game take its turn. Hands up. Ibi tó bá já sí báyìí ló dẹ̀ já sí. But whatever that means, I'll tell you tonight. Fake Pastor Ruga is no longer joking about this, obviously. And this reality is currently living with the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons. Oh, they were living in denial. Now the reality of set in. They said, you don't get money, you don't get anything to challenge Tifnumbu where you want to see him. And so Pastor Ruga called a short meeting of the would-be delegates. You feel come Abuja 250k day grand just to come and hear Oshibajo say one be president so it is now a money matter. Anyway, the same pattern is playing out in PDP. Do you know that? Let me say this before I even get fully into the program. Do you all know that those who still believe that the problem of Nigeria, election could probably solve it? And according to them, PDP is your alternative. Don't deny you, because some of you are already saying it. Showore cannot win election. Of course, this one cannot win. It can only be that person or that person. Some of you will even ask some already known answer questions. If it is not Tinubu, who else? If it is not Peter Obi, who else? If it is not Atiku, who else? Una they recycle your thieves as you prefer them all. But for me, now just to put the point before you, possibly help you unlock the puzzle of why many said election is a waste of time, and the reasonable ones right there, out there, they are even calling for the suspension of this current bogus fake constitution, call for a referendum of the writing of another one, and let the Nigerians decide if they still want to be together or not, under what condition, before an election is conducted. But the Umu, as my Biafran brothers always like to use the word, but the Umu won Nigeria. But the Umu election, the Undi, no, not Umu, Undi election, Undi won Nigeria. Undi get your PVC. They are already telling you directly or indirectly what your options will be, including Pastor Ruga, that is part of the current abomination called APC. So when they tell you, go and get your PVC, go and do this, PDP is your alternative. Guess what? You can tell the rogues, the gang, and the den of rogues, terrorists who are also going to congregate there, take the advantage of your vulnerability, confusion, the war brought upon Nigeria by APC, Egbekegbe, and their friends. So they are making themselves your alternatives. Fine. But you know what? The condition is this. If all of you no vote us, if you think say you stubborn, anybody where we give you or the process, anything where the whole thing come with, now PDP be your option, so no man, you don't deceive yourselves. So since PDP is your option, if you no vote them, you go do another 4 years APC, or you choose, they give you poison. Where we say both go kill you. One go kill you slowly. One go kill you sharply. Last, now the same breakfast. Now they are going to make that happen. Psychologically, they are already doing that. However, people like us just don't want to be swayed, deceived, manipulated again with another expectant hope, which is actually a faultless and like non-existing hope. Let's see. Some are very confident. I met people in London when I went to London for 2 days. Some of them encountered me and they wanted to defend Nigeria. I said, listen, let's have a conversation. If you think the call for the change of the fraudulent constitution, which will open doors for the indigenous people in Nigeria to express their disgust of this current system that has brought nothing but acrimony, division, poverty, corruption, and now death via terrorism, which is a big industry in Nigeria in the last 7 years. So asking them to write a new constitution is going to make people say, yeah. Oh, right. Let us put it there. Referendum for people who want to leave should leave. The type of system that they will agree to. You see, it is a big window to have well, meanwhile, there is another part. Meanwhile, there is actually another part. They said if you fail to follow them, you have to go with APC, writing a new constitution. Some believe, some said, let's take a revolutionary route. Whatever it is, it has now come to the point whereby you are beginning to actually make your choice based on the information available to you. So these days, giving you false hope or false expectation on nothing substantial, nothing to hold on to, is enough a red flag never to what's that they use that word? There's a word for it. Never to expend your energy, your time, your resources in hoping that what you needed is a leader. So the story I was telling you about the people I met in London, they were telling me what Nigeria needed is just a leader, a good leader, a visionary leader, a focused leader. Now, when you want to deceive yourselves, to give yourselves false hope, you will say what you need is a leader. I was talking about structure. This guy was talking about a leader. Then I narrowed it down. I said, so who do you think will now be your leader? I said, I don't care where they come from, but look at Tinubu. Tinubu has what it takes. I said, I know your type. It is from the pointless, baseless grammar, fire and all of those, that they make all those empty hopes, and they breathe life into those empty promises, lack of substance promises. You see, when they were talking about restructuring, I said, if they agree to restructuring of Nigeria, some of you may not know this, but the Fulani elite, the northern elite, the oligarch from the north, they understand what restructuring means. Restructuring means is a partial breakup of Nigeria. If you don't know, that's the reason why it will never happen in Nigeria. Now, you will never see anybody, any of them, that will say, my own agenda for 2023 is to rally Nigerians to pull for a referendum, starting with a new constitution and make it zone. Because if you say that, it simply means it is the beginning of an end. None is ready to do that. They are promising you what? Jobs have made people and the rest. So PDP, that they are making your alternative, is actually going to be threatening you. So last, the PVC that you are carrying about, you either use it for PDP or use it for APC, or you don't use it at all. Last, now the same result you will get. That is why I'm not interested, though I'm going to have some people with me on Mayegun's Diary political segment, this part 2 of this conversation tonight, right? And they want to talk to us about a conversation around using political revolution, this and that, to shake and this, and intrude. No, there's something. It's called disrupt. To disrupt the plan of the oligarchs, as they say. So they're going to talk to me this evening at some point, and I'm going to open the line at some point too. So let's start from here. Like I said, the last 72 hours, 3 days that I've been away, a lot happened. Okay? So I'll start with PDP, people destroying people. Papa deceiving Peking. People deceiving people, and on whatever you can make of them, because by their characters you shall know them. Now only you will allow them to pull wool over your eyes. Now only you they catch feelings for them. People like us no get emotion for them. Because of that, since we no get emotion for them, we no get respect for them. And this is why nothing can be called black or white, or somebody calling a black a white, or calling a white a black when you are not blind. My brothers and sisters, let's look at the characters who want to rescue you from APC, Egbekegbe, and what they have done, especially in the last 3 days, so that you can begin to understand why people like us don't really believe in all of this. The system is choked, is rigged. The umpire that conducts election, registered voters, allocate vote, and the rest of them, they have been compromised. You can tell yourself lies for a million times, okay? But like Yoruba says, Taba job okay, nigba 1 million. Baba, my brothers, throw the this and fan, throw it up, into the sky 1 million times. Every time it lands, it's going to be landing flat. So why waste my energy and time? But I can have a conversation around it too, because so that it doesn't make us look like, what is it they call them again? Fanatics. Fanatics are those who believe that their own idea is the only best thing. Whatever I say is fine. Whatever we believe, every other idea is nonsense. It's no. Don't be like that. Come on. We shouldn't be like that. Sometimes listening to them, sometimes engaging and conversing with them, exchanging, conversation and all of that. Sometimes, in fact, most times, they talk themselves out of points in their effort of defending that Nigeria doesn't need to break, Nigeria doesn't need to go back to the original system, Nigeria just need a leader. If you don't listen to them, you probably would never know that the reason why they are opposing you is actually not really good enough. So don't be fanatics. Please don't be. Don't condemn anybody who doesn't believe in what you believe in. Don't attack them. Discuss with them. Listen. Now, they said that the best way to learn something in this life, the best way to know things in this life, is to listen. When you are talking, you are saying things you know. But when you listen, you are going to hear things you don't know. In the process, it's going to help you improve on what you know. So don't be a fanatical. Yoruba nation is not a fanatic thing. The Biafra struggle should never be a fanatic thing. Your passion, your love for what you believe in should come from what you say about what you believe in. Not how many people you attack online, offline, and everywhere. That makes you a fanatic. In most cases, you will become somebody who knows just one thing and not anything about everything. And people who don't know something about you don't need to know everything in life. All you need to know in life is to know something about everything. That is all you need to know. Because little you know about something will help you in having conversation around subjects that actually surrounds that. So you must never, please, my people, you must never be a fanatic that attack people who don't agree with you, or people who don't say it the way you want them to say it. You must learn the culture of conversation, the culture where you can indeed convince people by what you know and say than what you threatened. In this regard, because they disagree. In a referendum, I bet all of you know, say referendum na election. So sometimes when you say no election, make you declare them. Referendum itself is an election. And don't be surprised. During the referendum campaign, once you have a constitution that allows it, or you finally push for a system that approved it, so that you don't be tagged criminals for asking or wanting to discuss self-determination, independence, whatever you want to discuss, so that you don't get tagged. So when you get to that stage, do you know that you will still need to talk to your brother, you will talk to your wife, you will talk to your children, you will talk to your parents, your co-workers, you will talk to people about something you believe that they should naturally know and agree to. You know why? They have been part of a system for donkey years, over 100 years.
So you must have something to say to tell them to believe in order for them to not to believe in what they currently have. So do you know that, by the way? Do you all know that? So that is why you must learn the culture of engagement. And you must never forget one thing. Your right for self-determination, our right to demand that indigenous people should defend themselves in their own lands without any intimidation or influence from the powers that be, they are your right too. But do you know that when you are exercising that right, other people have their rights too? That is the understanding you must first have if you are a genuine self-determination advocate or advocate. Please, somebody told me something in London. They said, Mayegun, do you know that the most difficult part of this journey is educating and re-educating our people about what this is actually all about? It is not gra-gra. It is not, no. It is about talking and listening. People will give you different reasons why they don't believe. You will be sitting down there feeling disgusted. You will be feeling so angry. But do you know that if your mission is to let them see other things they didn't know, then you must learn to control how you undo. There are reasons why they don't believe in it. I don't know if all of us will be like this, but it is very, very, very important that we are not fanatics, people who abuse these people simply because they don't believe in the Yoruba nation struggle and the rest. People say a lot of horrible things because they don't know or they don't understand something. But if you want to believe that you understand this very well, then you cannot respond or treat them the same ignorant way they are treating what you know about. If they don't want to talk, then you can take a walk. There's always going to be another day. Of course, there's going to be another day. Some people are not going to listen to you until they experience what you have been talking about. You that are talking about it, some of you are talking about it because you have experienced it. Now you have understood better. Now you are talking about, some of you have never experienced it, but you have seen enough evidence to make you never want to experience it. So therefore, you must learn that decorum. I beg of you. In this case, those who want to deceive you, they will know that you have emotional intelligence. That thing, that thing they call emotional intelligence. Now, serious thing, emotional intelligence means you must learn how to weigh your words. Especially, you must learn how to read the room. You know, when you walk into a room and you listen to their conversation, you look at the people inside the room, your emotional intelligence will come to act, which means you can easily comport yourself and know when and where to get involved in whatever they are involved in, including what you say and how you think what you say will mean to them hearing you. Emotional intelligence is a very powerful thing that many people have lost. Many people don't have emotion anymore. And those who have emotion, they don't have the intelligence of using them. Therefore, they are vulnerable to manipulators, blackmailers, those who knows how, who can make use of your weakened emotional intelligence. And some others, in order to feel like they are powerful, they are strong, they don't feel concerned about what happened to anybody. They are supposed to kill him. That is lack of emotional intelligence, because to them, they want to feel strong by saying it, by word of mouth. All of these things I'm telling you, they are things I've always wanted to share with you. In order for you to know that you need to understand what you are getting yourselves involved in, and don't let anybody who is pretty much less intelligent than you manipulate you on social media and turn you into a beast, a fanatic, somebody who doesn't even have a clue or an idea of how to have a conversation. You must know how to have a good conversation. Some of them are not really good. You are the light in the room, and therefore you must always act like one. Don't go aggressive. You are angry, of course. How can these people not see all these things? How are they talking like this? How can are these people stupid? Of course, they may sound stupid, but you are the light in the room. You shouldn't act like them. I just fought my brother. He's always telling me that he doesn't believe in this Yoruba. I said, why are you angry? You can't be angry and trying to convince somebody who is angry because he doesn't even understand. So what is where is your own emotional intelligence? You don't call your brothers Sabo. My Biafran brothers and sisters, when your brothers or your sisters disagrees with you, I have said this many times. I am somebody who understands that this whole thing is a game of number. And personally, I felt like it is imperative on us, if we really want to make a difference and impact, to make use of numbers. And in this case, the system divided us, and they put these invincible barriers between us, that they use politics, religion, tribe, ethnic, and every other things to divide us and all of that. So I'm a man of numbers. So when they talk, they say, go and get the numbers if you want to dethrone us. Because according to them, they control the source to this number. So for somebody like myself, I feel like you and your brothers can disagree. Yeah, it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing between brothers. Let me tell you this, yeah? When you disagree with people that you call friends or you call family, it simply means you are both thinking, or one of you is thinking. Either way, if you take time to listen to yourselves, you realize that you are actually saying the same thing, but you are saying it in a different way. Only if you listen to yourselves. Don't call yourself Sabo. Don't start abusing the appearance of your family and, tearing yourselves apart simply because they are not saying it the way you want them to say it. And they are even coming publicly to condemn you. You have every right to react to. Because now, waiting, I tell some of my brothers in London, they said, Mayegun, okay, let me tell you this story. We walked after the video shoot with Prince Jejeman at Peckham. So some friends who saw the video live, they joined us there as usual. Now, some of you are watching me right now, Abby. So they joined us at Peckham, right? And they said, Mayegun, no, we need to go to this, So they took me to a place for food. While we walked in, a Biafran, an Igbo man, approached me. And before he approached me, it was like, Maye. I was like, Mayegun. I was like, yeah, it's you. Is this you? Like normal reaction. I was like, yeah, it's me, sir. Here in Pekka. I said, yes, sir, I did here. Then he said, can I talk to you? He said, I'm an Igbo man. I am not happy with what is going on in Biafra land. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out, it was one of those who gave this support because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on to them, because there has never been any closure to what happened in 1967 to 1970. He said many Igbos feel same way. But when the approach comes to, I don't like this move, I disagree with that move, then they get right upon. They get thrown into pieces on social media. They will be trolled. They will be called names. And this scared many away. Like, what's going on? What is this? But I actually said something too. I said, do you know why I actually fell in love with the Biafran advocacy and the struggle? I said, it's not because I have anything to do to help per se. And in fact, right, it's not like, we are pretty much like pitying them. No, I am not talking about Biafra because I pity them, because they don't want anybody's pity. I was interested, and I'm still interested, simply because the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, for example, came out and he was able to bring back the real history that got many people like us to start showing interest in what really happened. And when we started comparing what really happened to what the history actually recorded, some of us felt shortchanged, and we saw the injustice deeply buried in what's supposed to be Nigeria's history. There was never closure. Therefore, if Nigeria is to heal, Nigeria needs to visit the genocide of 1967 or 1970. And because Nigeria didn't visit that, and there was never a closure, those who committed the genocide, they have committed more genocides, not just against the Igbos, but against many ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. But under different disguise, under different names, under different tags, for different times. And nobody was held responsible. Rather, those who supervised those genocide and the killings, for years, they were rewarded with different public offices, higher positions, and all of that. Never was anybody held responsible for all that happened. There was never a closure, which then means they will do it again and again and again. They just need something to target. And it can happen to anyone in this current Nigeria. So when I saw that, I started raising alarm too. So when he told me that when some of the moves or some of the decisions and all of that, and they, like, I'm a Yoruba man, there are things that are being said or done in the course of this Yoruba nation and all of that. I've come publicly to say, no, I don't agree with that. I may not have gone further to condemn, and I will just tell you, no, I don't think I agree with that. But I always respect everybody's mindset, everybody's moves, effort to make an impact in what you believe in. But being blackmailed, blackmailing your own brothers and sisters, simply because you disagree, calling them Sabo this, enemy this, Fulani this and that, simply because you disagree. There are people out there, they are real. Honestly speaking, that's what I experienced when I went to London. You see people you see on social media, majority of, they are real. They are real people. And many of those things you say to them did not make them to further believe in the struggle. It is fencing them. It is pushing them out. Many of them are staying away and keeping their mouth shut because of the fear of the attacks. Don't be fanatic. See, when two brothers fight to death, now strangers go inherit their inheritance. Like I said, I'm a man of number. And I listen to everybody. It doesn't mean that I agree. And I want you to be like that. Because something is there. It is not because you want to agree with them. It is because you want them to listen to you too. Now, if you develop that sense of a conversation and communication, you will grow the number to challenge the monstrous system that continue to kill us. And to the point that sometimes they have started making you feel like, is this even real? How can this be happening? Sorry, I get blisters. Have you usually recall? Blister for lips. Let's say I was sick, but I met I met a lot of people in London, by the way. I met this wonderful woman. I can't even remember her face. We were shooting for Prince Jeje. We were shooting Prince Jeje Man's musical video, and they said "Mayegun, Mayegun, Mayegun," and then I turned around, and then they dragged me down, and I was like, "Oh, Mayegun, ìwọ lélẹ́yìí, ìwọ ni mo rí. Nígbà tí mo rántí níjọ́ kan tó sọ pé ààrẹ ò yá, pé o máa take a break. Mayegun, o ní ṣàárẹ̀ lórúkọ Jésù, ìṣà never ẹ ṣe mà àmì mà. Mayegun sì gbà. Màmá fún mi ní £20 o. Mi ò dá wọn mọ̀. Mi ò tiẹ̀ lè rí wọn kí n dá wọn mọ̀. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé wọ́n ń wò mí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Mama, the mama was just passing by in Peckham. She's not part of all of us who came there. She saw that, is that not Mayegun? They said it's Mayegun. Mayegun diary, they say yes. Can you call him for me? And that encounter happened. So my mothers, all of you will be my mothers everywhere. When I tell you that I'm not feeling well, don't be saying a serious sickness way, because when I pray already done the work, no will no lie. Because people they ask me, how are you doing it? How are you managing to? I said, I don't know. I just do it. If I don't do it, that's when I don't feel well. So every time I tell you that I'm not really feeling well, most of it, now small rest I need. Don't worry about me. Today I may look like I get flesh. Tomorrow I may look like my cheek don't go in. There is no cause for alarm. That's just who I am. So don't mind, don't worry, don't stress. That's what my mother used to tell me. She said, Shori tinko to bagbe ko kin yo idin. Shori what to ri ara slim by. They know whether you they shop well or you know shop well. They know whether you get money or you no get anything. You just did there. They say, what happened to you, chief? You say, Baba, I don't know. So when I say I'm not feeling fine, all I need most of the time is just some rest and some dosages of ibuprofen. I'll be waiting the column. Now let's come back to the dramas that we have witnessed in the last few days. PDP to the rescue, and they started going about because they wanted to do something called consensus. Ashena na scam. But the first person to Jassy, I'll tell you, Saraki, the PDP that want to rescue you, you have the following characters. Saraki, Atiku, you have Peter Obi, you have Wike, you have, give me their names, Bala Muhammad. Now that one tell you, say, Fulani believe that everywhere is their land, is their country. All over Africa, they believe that they are one. That is why they have the right to resettle in Nigeria. That one too won't be president. Also, you have Tambua. But you remember the following, yeah? Atifku, Sarakonda, Tambua, who else again? Oh, I think there are more than that. Oh, Dino Melaye, the comedian of the Kogi Clownland, I would say. You know, there were those who went to go and bring Bokuari. Abi? Now, when we say the business and the partnership with Bokuari, just like the partnership that many of you who bought the shares in their change mantra, their business with APC, Egbekegbe and Bokuari, blew up. I've been fell off. I've been waiting that they use for that commerce terms. You know what I'm talking about? Pay. The point plan is that pay. They can't return to PDP to go and rebuild PDP so that they can now rescue you from the monster that they woke up from the graveyard. 30 years after they don't bury this rogo, these people go wake dead body, Bokuari, ghosts can't they pursue everybody now. They no even feel protect. They no fit do anything. Anywhere now, go stay. Before you know it, you don't turn to smoke. Buhari must go. Buhari, you don't turn to smoke. Everybody can't they fear, can't they quote, and can't they use code language. You see, they say if you live too long, sometimes you go they see your heroes turn villain. Sure, you get under Bokuari, the people who can't bring the monster. Can't repent. They won't rescue from the monster. They regroup. They are regrouping. It's called regrouping. They are now regrouping. They're regrouping in PDP. So they want to do consensus. Now, so Saraki put people together. Say, oh yeah, northern leaders, northern elders, we need your endorsement. So they can't pick Bala Muhammad. Can't pick Tambua. Abandoned Atifku. Or Atiku will not join them. All of these guys can't they travel everywhere. They travel. And at Tambua, they won't scam. Last, we didn't know. Or he didn't know. He didn't know. So Saraki don't walk away. They can say the northern leader shortlisted 2 candidates from the north. Atiku no dey there. It can't be Saraki and Bala Muhammad. So that these 2 people from the north, they will now have to contest with people from the south for the position of PDP presidency. Now to Atiku vex. But before Atiku vex, the result, now we can first go to town. You cannot guy the guy man.
You are moving around consensus. If you didn't do it. For me, it did. When they came to me, I told them in the meeting, I know your money is so private. This consensus you are coming, you have something you are hiding. I will not fall to it. All of us.